You're listening to the Devil Dog Talk Show.
This show contains explicit material and is recommended for ages 18 and older for mature audiences only. But hey, it's the internet.
Introducing Doug White and the Cicada 3.
Doobie dancing, doobie dance, doobie dancing, doobie dance. Dance like you step on a rusty nail, dance like you think you're Fred Astaire. Oh, like that. Dance like you shut your finger in the door. Dance like your feet don't reach the floor. Oh, like that. Jump in the elevator, run down the escalator, burn out your radiator when the cat got your tongue. Dance to forget, dance to remember. It's time to dance 'cause you're like a by in a blur. Dance to forget, dance to remember. Forget about your troubles and dance all through the night. Just got the bullseye. Dance like you scored the last piece of apple pie. Oh, like that. Dance like you just got the bingo. Dance like your feet don't reach the floor. Oh, like that. Jump in the elevator, run down the escalator, burn out your radiator when the cat got your tongue. Dance to forget, dance to remember. It's time to dance 'cause you're like a by in a blur. Dance to forget, dance to remember. Forget about your troubles and dance all through the night.
We are rolling.
Yeah.
Rolling. We are rolling. Nice. Okay. So welcome to the Devil Doc Talk Show. Today we have, go ahead. Yes. All the good things. So today we have Doug White of I'm gonna mess up the band name again. Cicada.
Well, Cicada 3.
Cicada 3.
Yeah.
Okay. And today we have Doug White on, and this is the Devil Dog Talk Show. It's me, Joey Devil Dog Talk. And we got Doug White on today to discuss a few songs, and then we're going to be listening to live play, which is amazing. Yeah. I'm excited. How about you?
It's going to be good.
Yes, that's the best thing. And we're doing a continuation of our DBU Ranch days here at DBU Ranch. And on the engineering side, we got Dust Bennett, and we're just excited to be talking with today's guest, Doug. And Doug, if you could go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit, that would help me out, because clearly I'm trying to find the words.
Yeah. Wow, yeah. So I've been a long-time Valley Center resident, moved here in 1988.
Wow.
I got a job working down at the Palma Valley Country Club right out of college, and so that was in 88. So that was like 35 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That is actually, because I was born in 85. So, yeah. And you said the Palma Valley Country Club, that's where the golf
yeah,
course
that's a
is, right?
really fancy club down the hill.
They have their own airstrip, from what I hear, right?
They do. I'd be at work and in the morning, and occasionally these guys would fly in the airport, and they'd have their clubs on their back, and they'd tee up on 17 right off the plane. It was hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an experience.
It was a great place.
So speaking of golf, I noticed that we did talk about golf. Before we get into music, what is your favorite type of course to play?
Oh, actually, I like golf courses where there aren't any other golfers on it.
Nice.
Yeah, so we have a local course here. It's called Castle Creek, and I don't really want to promote them very much because it is easily the worst golf course in California.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
but I love it because I can go there and hit golf balls, and I can hit it anywhere I want because there's nobody else out there.
That's perfect.
But behind that, though, there used to be a club there, and our band, we played there every Saturday for 5 years straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
so,
to go back to the band, the type of music that we just listened to on the introduction, the doobie dancing.
yeah,
Super groovy.
that song was born at the Gopher Hole.
Really?
Yeah, we played that there many, many, many times, and people, so I know that one's a true and tried, because people like that song.
I dug it.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, no, totally dig it. Now, for a bit of our listeners' history, how did you get into music, and what was your aspirations or motivation?
That's really
behind
fair. I'm not unique here. The Beatles, 1964. I mean, I was 4 years old. I had a little record player. We had black and white television. The Beatles would go on. They had cartoons, so always. And then even past that, like Yesterday, Michelle. I mean, that was on the radio when I was a kid. And they just got better and better. And I know that's why I was hooked into music. And the Monkees, if you can imagine, I mean, Daydream Believer, I mean, geez, I thought that was the best song ever, 60, that would have been 68, 69, I think.
Wow, that is...
Yeah, so,
awesome.
yeah, and I have an older brother, and he's 4 years older, so that meant I got introduced to music a little earlier than my peers. So I also got involved with band. I heard you play trombone. I was a trombone player.
Nice.
Which turned out great because the band that we formed in 1974 needed a bass player. And so I already could read bass music. And so I learned how to play bass guitar when I was about 14.
That's awesome. So when you started playing bass, did you play any other instruments, or was that something that you took a while to learn, or is that your primary instrument now?
I musically was pretty quick. I learned piano, I understood piano. I couldn't play, but I understood the notes. I did really good with remember way back they used to have recorders?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the little flute-looking thing.
I just love that thing,
My kid's got one. I hate it.
You hate it? Yeah, I could see why you would hate it. When I was playing it, it was fun, but I'm sure you wouldn't want to listen to it.
No, trust me, I grab it from them still to this day, and I'll play
yeah.
it for me, but when they get it, I'm like, oh my God.
So that early, I mean, even before that, I can remember singing. I went to a really cool school in the Midwest, and it was a teaching school. I mean, I was just super lucky. and music was really big, and so I remember performing, singing, third grade, second grade. So it was always there. But anyway, moving into, the band that I had back in ninth grade, and then we had a good group of kids. There was probably 10 of us that were very musical focused. And I know most of those guys are, if it isn't music, they're doing things kind of similar to Dusk. The drummer, he works for ESPN. He does the basketball, football. I got another friend in New York City. He manages the stage in downtown New York City of an amazing club. And then the other keyboard player back, a lot of these guys are still playing music, and that's a long time. So
that's really great. That's really great that you kept into music and the song, the Doobie Dancing now.
Okay.
When you, I'm guessing it was you, put the song together, what was the motivation behind, was it just to get people moving? Was it to feel good? What was the motivation behind that song? Because I felt good.
Definitely, when you're playing at a club like we are at, dancing is, you got to have a dance song.
Right, you got to get the people moving.
So that song is a fun one because it's written in what's called drop D, and it's probably the most interesting guitar riff I've ever written. It's insanely simple.
Really?
It
doesn't sound simple to me.
No, to play it is not simple, but when I went to the piano to see what it literally is, a white key song, which is actually great. I mean, anytime you can write a song that's simple, then that's always a good thing.
Yeah.
I know jazz guys wouldn't like to hear that, but that's okay.
No, well, I actually heard that once in audio engineering school.
Okay.
One of the instructors go, "Oh, so you only played white keys?" And I didn't play piano. And no, I didn't just play white keys. So it was pretty interesting that he negged me on that he thought it was all white keys, and it wasn't. And he really was like, "Well, why'd you go with just electric piano?" And it was one of these, one of these things. And I was like, "You know what, dude? I don't know how to play piano." Yeah. And this was just me farting around on the keyboard, and I felt good about it. And here's this guy that's, the instructor for the whole course. I was like, "Yeah, I'm happy that that's the only thing that you could say against it." But honestly, like taking music from the guitar, because I've tried to learn that, and transcribing it to piano, is that trans?
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, it's really different, and the piano is just so much more simpler because it's right there. You don't have to try and figure out finger positioning.
Yeah, I love the piano
wrists.
because it's so visual. Your hands. To make the notes go down, you go down. I tried to play saxophone, and I actually sounded really good. But man, I don't know how those guys. It's as I got better, it got worse because it just got, and then I did quit playing it. But
I think it's just so remarkable how, like yourself, you can play multiple instruments. You do vocals. That was you singing. How do you balance determining not only in a song, but dedicating your practice hours to an instrument? How do you set yourself up for success that way?
Okay. I used to just play a lot. You just play hours and hours. Singing is different because, well, I don't consider myself a very good singer. I mean, obviously you have people that sing opera or whatever. They're obviously trained and are very good. So the guitar part, the playing guitar is a little more comfortable. Singing, I have to work a little more at it. And I mean, this place, DVU Ranch, what a great place. I mean, he's got 6 or 7 vintage mics to choose from. And I mean, and then he's got a whole rack. You can't see it here because we're not in video, but he's got a whole rack of effects that he uses to bring the best of me out, or whoever comes in here to sing, which is fantastic. I found singing in this studio, I'm more comfortable singing here than I've ever sung anywhere.
Wow.
So that's a big plus for Dusk, I would say.
No, that's amazing because I do understand that there's a lot of hesitation for artists to put themselves out there in new spaces, because exactly what you're talking about, the hesitancy, the confidence, because you have a unique voice. I wouldn't say it's better or worse than an opera singer. It's just different and unique, and it's captivating. So I've heard of several of your songs, and I do believe, and I'm not going to spoil the surprise at the end of the interview, but the song I believe you're playing today live is one of my favorite songs that I heard in a long time. Not just in general, like, hey, it's well produced, yada, 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 but the type of the sound that you guys were able to get and create was really awesome.
That song is real special to me. It's, I think, the most lyrically written song. It's by far my best song. I mean, the one that we're going to play later on.
It is solid.
It's a very deep song. I mean, now the beauty of the song is I'm writing the song, and I just was going by the cadence. Okay, I didn't even have a meaning. I didn't have a goal with the song at all. I did have the music, so the music was there, and the music is simple. Again, it's a very simple song. But then when I got done with the song and I thought back of it, and then I got real excited about it, because it's a very meaningful song, and hopefully your listeners get to hear it, and I challenge them to see what their meaning they get out of it.
See, and that's amazing that you bring it up that way, because every song, we were talking about Doobie Dancing just right now, right? There's a double entendre,
okay,
right? There's double meanings to all music, all things. Everybody can see perspective in all ways. And I love that about music, because nobody has the same set of ears, Nobody has the same brain. It's all different processing units. But the song Doobie Dancing was really vibey. And to hear that you've been playing it for quite some years now.
Wrote it in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's surprising to think that 2018 was years ago, like plural.
How about this is pre-COVID. That's
right. Yeah. Everybody says pre-COVID or, new life, new whatever. New normal. That was the one that everybody else kept trying to say. And I'm not digging that at all.
No, Doobie Dancing was really fun because, I had the song about done, and I didn't have a chorus. And it's like, come on. And I have a couple of friends. We get together, and it's like, come on, we got to. So my friend, he goes, well, you just need to put a doobie in there. And I literally jump up. That's it.
just throw a doobie.
That was it. Just throw a doobie. Yeah, that's it. So that became the chorus. So
that is solid work. It's funny because some of the simplest answers are the best answers, right?
I knew instantly. Oh yeah, that's it.
And you bring it back up to what your style of playing is simple. And I'm like, well, I'm not hearing simplicity. Again, I'm not a musician. I'm not a well-versed musician. If it's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 position, right? I'm like, what's going on here? What is a bendy thing? What do you mean sustain? I'm going to run out of breath, right? So carrying over your craft of musicianship, I think that's a word. How do you put together a song? And when you're constructing a song, where do you start?
I usually start on acoustic guitar.
Okay.
Yeah, I very rarely. Recently, I haven't written on electric. Now, when I was younger, I wrote on electric, but now it's almost always. No, it is always on an acoustic guitar to write. You try to find like I said, the cadence. You try to find a cadence that your vocals will match up with your guitar. Mm-hmm. And then you try to create some kind of meaning. It's like, okay, we're like I've got another song on my album that you find on Cicada 3. It's on the Bandcamp.
Okay.
It's called The Letter. Now that song was hilarious because I just was like, oh God, I haven't written a song forever. I'm going to write a song. So I sit down and I look down, and here's an envelope. Oh, there it is. So the letter, that, and then it just grew from there. Sometimes when you write a song, you write it on life experiences, mm-hmm. and I like those. Those are that's a good source. I'm writing a song right now that's it happened 40 years ago, but I'm remembering what that's what that song's about, and so So your question is, the answer isn't, there isn't a direct answer. It kind of flows.
Got you.
So one of my thoughts right now is I'm kind of putting together a series. So on the Bandcamp, if you go on there, I've got a new song called Bobby O'Brien. And so Bobby O'Brien was a neighbor in Florida that didn't appreciate our music skills. And basically we got kicked out of the state of Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Over that one. And so I'm writing a series of songs that are from that period. So the Bobby O'Brien is done. I have another one that was called Lassie. And then the one I'm writing now, it kind of ties up that experience of, that would have been 1981. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So retrospective on life, huh?
Yes. And what an awesome time, 21 years old. I mean, I could do whatever I wanted and did,
Yeah, I mean the freedom at that age, like me personally, I did not have freedom at that age.
Okay.
To say it minimally, I turned 21 in Al Qaim, Iraq.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was forward deployed on my exact birthday. I didn't get any beers that day. Most 21-year-olds, it's like, oh, I gotta go get my buzz going, and I'm like, all right, cool. I had some non-alcoholic beers, and I gotta go to Mid-Rats. That was my favorite thing to do during deployment. Mid-Rats is it's midnight rations.
Okay.
So it's reserved usually for anybody that's still hungry, hasn't had the opportunity to eat, and that's what I got to do for my birthday. It was dope because they had mozzarella cheese sticks, fried eggs, steak, leftover shrimp, all the stuff left over from the day before, and throughout the day, they just kind of go like, hey, everybody's, here you go.
Isn't that amazing? The simple pleasures, simple pleasures like that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it lit me up. And mango ice cream. Oh, I fell in love with mango ice cream when I was out there. Love it to death. So, but moving forward, when I got home, feeling passionate about things, falling in love with music again, I started buying equipment. Well, one of the first pieces of equipment I bought was an MPC XL 2000. It's a little MIDI controller. And I remember, like you were saying, retrospect, I started remembering things from when I was in jazz band as a kid and playing trombone. And so the first instrument I started playing with on MIDI was a trombone. And I knew the notes, and I could, tweak it a little bit, modulate it a little bit. I could chop it up, different samples. And that's when I really, really knew. That's why I came into the profession of audio engineering when I got out. That's when I really knew music was my thing, and I dig all kinds of music. Mm-hmm. So hearing the song Doobie Dancing, it reminds me of a lot of that vibe, especially because you say it was, it's 2018, but it feels like you went back to the 80s a little bit on the intonation and a little bit on the vocals there. Because I don't know if you're familiar, you got to be, with the movie Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze.
Not really.
Wow. Wow, this is like an all-time my favorite movie. I'm so glad I get to tell you about this.
Okay.
So the movie's based off of the character that Patrick Swayze plays. I'm drawing a blank, and everybody's going to hate me for this. Dalton. There you go. Got it. Dalton. And this guy is a security guard. Okay, so he's a security guard for a nightclub, and this other gentleman from another club. This movie was also shot near my hometown. That's why it's also so special.
Okay.
When they get the guy, they're playing the music, and the music is of that vibe where you're getting people on the dance floor. It's not poppy, but it is. It's catchy, but it isn't. It's dark, but it's not. It's vibey, but it's got its darkness to it. It's like I really would like to say that it's one of those iconic timepiece movies that you have to watch. It's just, if you don't watch it, you're missing out. And it's such a great Patrick Swayze movie. I think it was either before or after Dirty Dancing, but it was way better for me. I'm not saying I don't like Dirty Dancing, but this movie just culminates. And so listening to Doobie Dancing, there was the scene where the blind guitarist And this is kind of laying out the whole thing. The sound and vibe is the scene where they're trying to figure out who this guy is in the new bar. It's called the Double Deuce. All right. And so the owner hires Dalton to come out, and he's fixing up the bar, and the guitar playing and all this music, all the people, the vibe, right? All this crazy crap's going on because he's here to fix it. And the guitar player stops everything and goes, "That's Dalton, by the way." And so it's just such a vibe of the time and era. But that's exactly what I was reminiscing of when I was listening to the song "Doobie Dancing." So I don't know if you intended it to, but it did bring me back to that era.
I've been told this before.
Okay, good.
And as a musician, I don't know. I just play what I play. I put hours and hours and hours of playing in 1980, that time, until 83. Then I got married, and I kind of put the guitar down. Okay, so that kind of explains that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason that it sounds like 80s, because it is. I'm not trying to sound like 80s. It's just because I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're a product of your environment.
Yeah. And I think it's fun that I really love the acoustic guitar, but when I perform, it's always on an electric, and it's always really loud.
Nice. I hope your ears aren't paying for it.
I'm so deaf. Yeah. I totally trust Dusk on everything. I go, "Dusk, I can't." He's doing the twist with the knobs, and I go, I can't hear that. I go, "Dusk, you're the pro. I trust you."
That's amazing. And I'm happy that you brought that up, because to bridge over the conversation to DBU Ranch and DBU Ranch days, what was it like to come into the room in the studio for the first time and then finally put something out, and of course on the DBU Ranch's YouTube channel, back to 2 tracks?
Right. So you had an interview with Spencer. That's my son. He recorded an album, and he had so much fun. I go, "Well, I can do it too." So so I came in here, and we started banging out a couple songs, and I've been in a lot of recording studios. I would say 5 or 6, mostly in San Francisco area. I don't remember if I've been in any around here, but what Dusk has here is so much better. He's so much more pro than any of the other places I went to. And there was a studio, Chorus Sound. They were pretty good, but Dusk is still head and shoulders above those guys. This studio is so relaxing. We come in here, you set your gear up, you rehearse a little bit, and you bang it out. It's been all right. I was going through some pretty tough times when I was recording the album. Mm-hmm. My brother got really sick, and I went to say goodbye to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And one of the songs that we recorded is called "Hang On." It's on the record. I wrote the song to deal with, I knew my dad was going to pass away. Okay. So I wrote this song to deal with, and I mean, this is like 5 years, I meditated with this song. So here I am recording this song, and I find out my brother's dying. So I fly to Tennessee to say goodbye. Dust sends me a rough of the song. Spencer laid down a harmony had no idea that he was going to do this. And it just was angelic. I mean, the song was amazing. So the happy ending to the story is my brother, he had brain cancer and lung cancer, and it's gone.
Oh, my God.
Gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so he beat cancer.
Both.
Yeah. So my dad passed away, but my dad was 95 years old. That's okay. I had already worked through that,
Yeah.
But my brother dying like I couldn't handle that. So Dusk was so awesome for me. I mean, I come here, I go, "Dusk, I don't know if we're really going to get anything today. This is just therapy." And so I'd grab my 335, which is a beautiful hollow body Gibson guitar, and I stood in front of the Marshall. I pretty much turned it up all the way, And when you listen to Talk to Me, that's on the record.
It's another great track.
That's what those songs are. That song literally is just me standing in front of my standing in front of the amp, just letting it go. I had tears. I just was pouring with tears because I just was a mess, you know.
Yeah.
And so I come into the room and Dust goes, "Wow, that was great," you know.
And you're trying to collect yourself.
I was like, "What? That was just noise," you know. No. That was great. Literally, I had a guitar hanging on the wall, and I just was screaming as loud as I could into my guitar because the guitar pickup is a microphone.
Yeah.
Okay. So that when you listen to Talk to Me, that's what those vocals are. That's me screaming into the guitar. And
wow, I did not know that.
I don't know what Dusk was doing in here, but we had so much fun with that. I mean, we probably put 3 or 4 hours into that. We didn't need to do that much, but it was fun.
Now, do you find that, of course, as a musician, but also as a music lover, hearing a story behind, songs like that, does that provide like a great sense of catharsis or release of that, that emotional, as a gentleman, right? We hold on to a lot. Okay. And knowing that you were faced with the circumstances of life, do you find that music provides you that catharsis or that therapy, like you were saying?
Well, in this case, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. I music's always been my go-to. When I'm hurting, man, I just grab a guitar. A big A chord solves a lot of issues, Yeah.
That's so solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, music for me has been exactly kind of like that. But for me, I'm not a musician. I don't know how to play too good. I think I brought it up a while ago about I use a guitar to kind of keep my hand in movement for a little bit of therapy and whatnot. But me, I love cranking up. I got a PA system, right? So I got I think it's 12-inch in tweeter by 2 and then a powered 18-inch subwoofer. My neighbors love me, by the way. They love me. I had one of my neighbors cruise up I think it was about 10 minutes after 8:00. Okay. On a Wednesday. Don't get me wrong. We don't have any noise ordinances out here in Valley Center, which is great, but you still want to be mindful and respectful.
Absolutely.
But, I was having a bad day. I had a few of my little Baruskis in me, and I'm sitting back and I'm just cranking the tunes. And to me, that is my best therapy. I don't have to think. I don't have to talk. I don't have to come up with stuff. I just turn up the tunes and I love it. Just to share, I do cry too. That's great. It helps. One of the songs, literally last week, I'm not going to lie. It's the song Whiskey Lullaby. I can't remember who said, I want to say Brad Paisley, but I can't remember. Anyways, it's about a song where the gentleman, and the wife or the girlfriend, it's a breakup, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm in tears in the garage. I come inside and my wife's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing."
I just heard a song.
Yeah. No, I don't explain nothing. I'm just, "Nothing.
Nothing.
Leave me alone. I just need a refill." But that's great because to find something that provides that, especially as, being a man, being a gentleman, and having a family, it just helps tremendously because to me, I don't have the musical craftsmanship. I don't talent. There you go. I don't have that kind of talent. To hear that provides something to you to where you're venturing off into the abnormal. I'm not saying it's weird, but it's abnormal to use a pickup on a guitar as a microphone. Yeah, I've never heard of that being done. That's original to me, and I think that's I think it shines a huge light on your ability to pursue something that maybe others don't see as a musician, and I think that's a huge humbling experience for me to be able to say, like, wow, how did you come up with that? Where did you think to scream into the guitar?
Well, that one was because I wanted to scream.
Got it.
That was really simple. I just needed to burn some really angry energy. And that's why that came to my mind, because I literally could just scream as loud as I could into that. And it was great. I definitely felt better,
The days
afterwards.
after, the decompression.
So the other one on the record is called Don't Walk Away, is another one where we just dumped tons of energy. I hope you can listen to that song because, I mean, I just have that 335 cranked through the Marshall
All the way to
It
11,
was
right?
So loud, yeah, everything. What do you call it? I just took those. It was amazing. It doesn't really matter what it was. It was loud. It was big, and it wasn't even the 335. That was my hammer, but that's okay. Just huge. And then people, it was funny because there was workmen around and they're going, damn, that sounds like the Ramones, you know? And it's like, I'll take that. That's cool. You know?
See, that's so awesome. That's so awesome because I would be so intimidated, one, to grab a guitar and then have somebody push record. Again, not a musician. But to tie back into the DBU Ranch and how your experience has been since then, what is it? How does it help motivate you today to keep with music, and what is the returns on the efforts that you're putting forward with such vulnerability, like especially with that song?
So the return that one is tough. I'm actually dealing with that. I don't know, you know. So I come in here, and so the return right now is that I'm just building skills.
Nice.
Okay, and I get better at my craft. I love writing songs. I really love lyrics. I mean, every word, there's not a word there that's just kind of slapped in there. Every word has been looked at sideways, upside down, forward. And, you know, the way the words are placed with the timing, all that stuff's super important. So to continue writing songs, that's my challenge. I just continually want to be lyrically as solid as possible.
Nice. Now, to kind of get into how do we get to learn more about Doug White and your musical catalog with Cicada?
Well, I have that on the Bandcamp.
Okay, so
site.
Bandcamp?
Yeah, so that one's on cicada3.bandcamp.com.
Okay.
I don't have. I'm a little older, so I don't know how to do Facebook and internet stuff. So I'm behind the ball on that. Honestly, I don't care. You know?
Gotcha. And you know what? It doesn't matter as long as your music is what you're pursuing. Eventually, like right now, people are gonna hear it. I have all those things, and you will be on it.
Okay.
So believe it or not,
Yeah.
they're gonna hear and be able to see it. Now the overflow is like, well, I'm gonna have to go on Bandcamp and then be like, hey, your stuff's here. Like double check it. Here we go. And then I'll share that with everybody that I can because again, the songs talk to me, right? Listening to that. The Doobie Dancing, and to announce the song that you'll be doing live. Which song are you going to be doing for us today?
We're going to play a song called Skeleton Ball.
Nice. Now that's okay. I'm not hyping anything up, listeners. That's literally Dusk showed me that song. I think it was last week, maybe a week and a half, maybe. When he pushed play, I sat back and was like, okay, I can see this going 1,000 different ways. And then at the end of the song, I was like, rock solid. Look, listeners, look, okay? Timepiece. This is like, as soon as you get a song like this and you get it into a niche group, like a Halloween celebration, and of course the song lyrics, the song title, it brings you right to that. I go, dude, this thing's going to sail. This is going to sail like so far. I like this song.
Good.
And he was like, well, what do you like about it? I was like, well, I don't know. I just know I like it, and here's why. I like it because it sounds good. I like it because it's produced well. I like it because it makes me feel something. And the takeaway is I can definitely see other people liking it for the same reasons. So I'm really excited to hear the song. To wrap up, what kind of we already talked about social media, my bad. What do you have any shout outs that you like to give?
Well, I love this place. If you're a musician, get your butt out here. Quit making excuses. Get out here and make some music. You know, that's my shout out.
Nice. I couldn't ask for a better shout out because it's the same reason why we're doing the DBU Ranch Days, DAZE people days, because I'm still dazed by the experience of being able to talk to people like yourself with such great talent. Being here with Dusk at DBU Ranch and learn not only about, just vintage gear, but the just the tremendous amount of professionalism and artistry that both your talent by yourself as a musician, but now hearing it produced at this level, it's just so polished. I'm humbled by it. So thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate you being on the Devil Dog Talk Show today. And the next song you will be hearing is, one more time,
Skeleton Ball
by
Cicada. Well, I wrote a Doug White, but Cicada 3.
Got it. So it's by Doug White, and Cicada 3 is the band, right?
Right.
Got it. So awesome. Thank you again for your
Joe.
time. And we'll be listening to that song right now.
Present your invitation to the skeleton ball. A walking silhouette, just a rattling bone. Oh, pay no mind, pass a good time with celebration. You sit around and grumble, your life's not that bad. And you're bagging up a story, well, you want what you had. Oh, pay no mind, pass a good time with celebration. Cigarette smoke in your eyes, a French champagne will make you smile. And many hors d'oeuvres and half true words. Take what you get, you're in a new world. Got no fear of falling, whoa, never looking back. The dreamer's calling, oh, to be on top. Whoa, present your invitation to the skeleton ball. A walking silhouette, just a rattling bone. Oh, pay no mind, pass a good time with celebration. Got no fear of falling, whoa, never looking back. The dreamer's calling, oh, to be on top. Whoa, on top of what you want, without much thought about the friends you lost or the friends you bought. You got to walk, you got to talk. Oh, welcome to the skeleton ball. Welcome to the skeleton ball. Welcome to the skeleton ball.
Internet. Hello. This is your Irish number 4. And then you have to get a phone number representing that Irish number 6 because you asked me about shit.
Well, I didn't need to say,